Oh, that's hot.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Nothing's Wrong podcast. I'm your host Isabel.
And I am your second host, Catherine. I apologize for the weird voice. I hope you guys can hear me well. You look beautiful tonight, Isabel, and you look like you're in a beautiful place. Where are you at?
Yes, girl, I am in Las Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
and just in Las Vegas right now. Um, yeah, gambling, betting, making money. So really
Nice.
good time. How are
Living.
you? Oh, as you guys see the banner, like, comment, share, follow, subscribe, Nothing's Wrong podcast on all the platforms. Show some love and especially start liking this video as you guys come in. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for tuning into our late night special. I know in the East Coast, I don't know what time now, but I know it's nighttime. And for some people, it's morning. So good morning, good evening, good night. I don't know. But yes. Yeah, like just looking at your look, girl, you look drop dead gorgeous. Give us a little cameo, like the space you're in right now. It looks great. Like, are you
Thank
going
you.
out after the show?
Gotta fix my dress. Yes, I mean, you guys know, if you don't know, I do have a YouTube called Isabella Pierre, and you can see my vlogs there. I will be vlogging this little getaway, so if you guys check out my vlog, you'll see where I stayed, what I'm wearing, where I'm going, what I did. All
Okay.
that stuff is going to be in the vlog. So, yeah,
All
definitely
right.
check that out.
Well, that's good to know. We can't wait to watch it. Yeah, so this week I've been literally binge watching some like love shows. You know, Love is Blind, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like watching those shows and getting the understanding, well, the show's based off of people who are looking for love, like serious love that, amounts to marriage. Uh, can you hear me? I barely can hear myself. Okay. So, yeah, so they sign up for the show and they're dating 14 people, like they can't see them, whatever. But the thing that got me with the show is like, that it took the time for people to build an emotional connection with their soon to be partner.
Mm-hmm.
That I feel like we as like regular people on a day-to-day basis, we don't build that emotional connection like to the length of it, because I think they had like about 30 days before they made the decision if they want, well, they had less than 30 days to propose to them, but 30 days until their wedding date. But you guys should watch the show and put your own perspective on it. But what I got out of the show was that you need to build an emotional connection, and I know that wouldn't complete a relationship, because like we continuously say, like men always need that attraction in order to pursue it fully, no matter if they're like emotionally connected to you, but they could feel like you're their sister, their best friend. But is that enough, but I see we have a message.
Yes. Ibrahim says, "Hi, beautiful ladies. You look great. Thank you. Thank you for being here with us. I know it's kind of late, so thank you
Yeah.
for being here."
Yeah.
But yeah, I absolutely love that show. I've watched the first season, and because of you, I watched the next season, and yeah, I think it's a really cool experiment.
Hmm. Yeah, the reason why I brought it up is because I wanted to say that, do you feel like we need an emotional connection um, to be able to pursue a happiness in like either marriage or in a relationship?
Of course.
Hmm.
Lucy says, Auntie Lucy says, "Hi, gorgeous. Hi. Hi,
Hi,
Auntie Lucy. Thank you for being here."
picking up. That's so
Thank you for commenting. Thank you for being here.
yes. Make sure you hit that
Mhm.
Make sure you share this and make sure you follow our social medias. Yes. So, and then also to top on that, I was having a discussion with my mother, and we were discussing about like the importance of like, does a person really have to be wealthy for you to like want to be in a relationship with them? Because, you know, like I know our mindset as women, we have our certain ways of like, oh, we want him to be successful. I want him to be more successful than me. But could you accept a man for like who he is, like the loving version of him, like Sal?
Me?
Yeah, I'm having a discussion with you. I'm not speaking to anybody else.
No, I'm saying, could I do that?
Yeah,
Um,
they make more like they're okay. So in a relationship, you would want somebody who makes more money than you, right?
mhm.
So what if you find like watching the show, like sometimes you unravel of like all these demands that you have, like that you want your relationship to be, but then at the end of the day, could you accept somebody who's making less than you but extremely loves you for who you are? They don't look for your money, they have a career themselves, but they're not as like, you know, successful maybe as you are, but they do have, the head is shaking.
Not me.
So you wouldn't advise, this is not an advice, obviously, ladies and gentlemen, you do what you want to
I
do.
think people should do what they want, but for me,
Mhm.
no.
Why not?
It, no. It doesn't. I don't think it would work for me because of the type of personality that I have. I rather have
For money.
someone that,
They take care of the bills. Like
yeah,
maybe not all the bills, but they take care of you.
they take care of the bill. I feel like in that
Emo-
situation, it just wouldn't work for me. What about you?
oh, it definitely wouldn't work for me because I really had to think about it when she did ask me that question, and I was like, you know, I just couldn't accept that. Like and that might hinder your selection sometimes of because you.
I'm not a billionaire.
That's what I was telling her. I was
So,
like, if I
I
was,
mean, there's a lot of people who make a lot more money than me. So that's not,
that would be
yeah.
it.
I'm
Would
not like, you
yeah.
know,
Thank you
at
for
the very top of the earning bracket and
right.
I'm looking for someone who makes more the same as me. Like
So
then
you're
I would probably have to like, okay, he's gonna have to be a millionaire, not a billionaire. But I'm not there yet. So why would I go
so
low? I think as women, you should be with someone who, I mean, the guy doesn't have to be a millionaire, but if he's more successful than you, that's still a hypergamous relationship. That's still you, choosing up and choosing better for yourself and your children if
right.
you choose to have children with him. Yeah, you got to think about that. It's not just you and your feelings, it's your reality because at the end of the day, if you have children, um, and it's only his income or for that period of time or whatever it is, if he's not making more than you, then guess who's going to have to run back to work when you have kids? You are. So I don't think that's ideal for anybody who wants that type of setup. Like if you know you want to be married, have children, and that's going to take you to at some point, I don't, you have the choice to go back to work if you want to, but at some point you're going to have to be with your children and he's going to have to take over the workforce, and if you're making more than him, then you guys are going to hurt financially. So yeah, I don't recommend it. It does it, I mean, yeah, love is love is one part of a relationship, but you still have to bring logic and the rest of that with you.
Hmm.
I believe.
Absolutely. Yes. You definitely need
Hmm.
logic with you. And that can hurt somebody's feelings, who dedicated their time to like show you how much they care about
I
you.
wouldn't even go that far with them.
I wouldn't even allow it because I'm like, like I don't want to waste any time. And like I was telling my mom, like I'm not even a millionaire. I'm considered as a middle class woman. Like so and I do want to extend my
It's
family.
not that hard to find someone who makes more money than you.
Not that
It,
not that you
it,
can't find it. I'm just trying to say that these are like you're given multiple scenarios in your life where you get people who you may not know that they're not making as much money as you are, but
how wouldn't you know that?
maybe they dress or whatever, or they,
I don't dressing. Dressing is a very small portion of if you're deciding how much money someone has by the way that they dress, you don't know about money. You don't know about wealthy people.
yeah,
You can't even decipher that on the way they dress or the car that they have. The only way you could really decipher that is where they live.
like even the car that they have, they might have the same car as you, or they have something better than
Or
you.
they'll have a little, they don't care about the car. The only real way you can decipher that is maybe
Going
not
out
all the time, but usually where they live or the neighborhood that they live in. Or you can decipher that through really their job. Like, what do you do for a living? What companies you run? Like, it has to be that cut and dry. Like, there's no guessing games.
and then you also find out when you go out with them.
Because people who dress like in designered out and guys who dress like that, that's, and that's what the topic is really about. Why Instagram baddies don't find good mates is because they don't really know how to present themselves to attract the good mates. And also, I think people are kind of confused on, because everybody right now, it's really popular. Everybody wants like a rich guy, a wealthy guy, but they think that they can see that through the way a person dressed, the way a person posts online, or something like that, and that's why they end up getting played. Because there's so many scammers out here, and I mean, you too. I could spot a scammer in a second.
Oh,
It's very easy, but for other people, they can't see a scammer.
mhm.
So I'm like,
Just like
yeah,
that Tinder swindler who this is a new popular thing, and then you always also told me that there was a previous swindler before that, but that whole like dressing and the images that they pick on their profile, and then to tell you that they left their card in the car. I'm not going in the restaurant, like I'm leaving you, like
right.
will never hand you a million. I don't know how much these women got swindled, but a lot of women are very like stupid. I don't know, like, or never dated before, where they've never had, women are so thirsty to help these men out and give them a handout. And I'm like, do you not know like the rites of passage? Like you literally have to sit back, ladies, and let him present himself as a man. You can't continue to save a man, or like he's having an issue right now. Like you're not married to, if you're married to him, of course you'll have each other's back, no matter like through sickness and health and whatever the case may be. Sure, you can pull out your card and try to help out, but other than that,
But
like
you got to know what kind of man you're married to.
that
If
too.
you're married to a man who, you know, you shouldn't even be married to, you're just going to run yourself into the poorhouse.
Right.
I mean, I think that people need to remember, like, just like every other partnership, it is, you have to bring logic into it. Is this logically sound? Because if you attach yourself to somebody, you know, does it make sense? And don't think with your emotions. And I think because women, we are very emotional, and men know that they know how to pull on the strings. They know how to say certain things to get you to feel certain ways. So in a lot of it, it's just a finesse, and you end up feeling like, oh, this person's really into me, and I like them a lot, and I'm going to make this type of sacrifice and that type of sacrifice. But in the end of the day, women, you know need to rely on a man for if he's a provider, protector, and all those things. Men look to women to be nurturers, to be someone, to fulfill certain things for him, for him to make you feel. And if you already compromising on his roles as a provider and protector, he's never going to compromise on his what he wants from you, which is your attractive levelness, your nurturing stuff. So if he doesn't find you attractive, we've seen it on uh
Love is Blind.
Love is Blind. The Indian man, he continued saying, "I'm not attracted to her. I'm not attracted to her. This is an issue. This is an issue."
Mm-hmm.
Men that will go through that. Women will, if they know he's not a provider, he's not a provider, he's not a. They won't even say it. They'll just be like, "Oh, it's okay." They won't even have the doubt because of that. And that's the thing with women. Hmm?
No, I apologize. I don't want to speak over you.
No, I think that's where women kind of mess up at, is because we're so willing to compromise on the things that we actually need, not just. And I think also because, men have come out and said, "Oh, you're a gold digger if you want better for yourself," basically. And so women have bought into that idea and saying, "Well, I don't want to be a gold digger," but in reality, it's like you're basically now compromising yourself and, not getting anything out of it. So you got to really think about those things and see.
Thing out of it, because at the end of the day, this is a partnership. This is something
You're not getting nothing out of it, because at the end of the day, I think people really believe that they, like, it's the same. It's because, I mean, I've been in love,
mm-hmm.
and I've been out of love.
Yeah.
And my mind in love is a completely different mind out of love.
Right.
So I think that if you let your in love mind dictate and make decisions where your logic should be,
mm-hmm.
you're going. It's a different thing. You should always know, as a woman, that this person's here, but if they walk away or if they're not good for me, I have to protect myself. Women don't think that. Women put themselves on their line consistently and get hurt. Men do not work that way. They will always protect themselves.
Of course. And that's why they move on and date somebody very quickly after even a divorce.
You'll be done with them today. Tomorrow, they're already in a whole different relationship with somebody else. And
yeah, they don't waste no time. And I think, like, the problem with women is, like, we're super emotional, we're super connected into the relationship, where we're fully giving our hearts, our soul to these men, by the words and action that they give us. And when it doesn't work out, and they, and we did all this work, we're like, not me, because I've learned, and you have to really heal from this, to understand, like, you can't release the inner self and the inner you and the logic you for anybody. Like, no matter how much they love you and say it and do it, you got to still think about your life, your future. Like, even like having a child, for instance, you're not married to a person, and, you accidentally, get pregnant and stuff like that. That's a hard choice to make, a decision if you want to pursue the pregnancy or not. But you think, like, well, this is some people's thoughts, like, well, I built this relationship with this person, I love them, I want to continue to grow a family with this person, but then not think logically about how much it's going to cost you. But are you like, how is a person fully committed to your child but not fully committed to you? That doesn't come into, a question, like, okay, we can have a kid but we can't get married. So how does our love, we skip our love, and we go to a child's love? That's thinking.
To me, in the reality for that, the man doesn't love you. If he's not, if okay, if he doesn't want to marry you, he doesn't love you. You're a placeholder. You're a placeholder. Now, if he's like, well, I really don't believe, like, some people really 100% don't believe in marriage.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then they need to make sure that you're written in deeds, you're written in the will, you're written in,
Right.
where, you have an agreement
Mhm.
that certain property, certain things will go to you, because you don't want to be legally married, but you're going to take care of this person. I'm going to, you have your insurance policy,
Right.
because that's what it comes down to. And then that shows you that they really love you.
Yeah. And they just,
That because that's paperwork that easily can be done. You don't have to marry
yeah,
someone to give them, that
you
type of assurance that I'm here for you, I'm going to take care of you, you're part of my life, you're important to me.
know. Hmm.
If he's not willing to do that either, the man don't love you. The man doesn't want a real future with you, and he's drilling you along. And I think that that's where people, they want it to be like, well, he doesn't believe in marriage, well, he doesn't do this. There's other ways, and if he's not willing to go down that route, then what are you even doing there?
Yeah. This is like, this topic, or this conversation, not topic, but this conversation is really like, first of all, like, we're not married yet. We're not married women yet, but we have been in love. We had been bamboozled by a lot of men in in our past, and our future is to be married. And so when we have conversations like this, it's really to help everybody, like, start being a logical thinker. Think about the real shit. Like, sorry to be, it's late nights. Think about the real things that you have to experience in life. This life is not easy. Like, you're gonna sit there and choose somebody, because at the end of
And
the day,
I think,
go ahead.
no, yeah, you're right. And I think it's mostly because women are afraid to say what they want, because they don't want the person to run away or leave them. But it's like, get them out of here. Like, why are they here? If they don't fit your what you want, like, I think that people think, well, no guy wants that. It's like, what guys are you talking to? You really think every guy doesn't want what you want? You really think that what you want is so crazy that you're not going to be able to find anybody that's
That's
going to want the same thing? Okay, then maybe you do want something crazy. But if you just want someone who's a protector, a provider, who wants to marry you and stuff, that's basics. That is a very basic thing. If that person can't give it to you, move on. Somebody else will.
mhm.
And because other people want that same thing, you're not the only person on the planet who has that same urge and wants to have that. That's not the only person who finds you attractive.
Right.
And I think that those ideas, and then also it's kind of like, and if that's the case, and this is what I wanted to get on the topic before, because I don't have much time,
Yeah.
but this is another thing. It's like, how are you even presenting yourself? How are you going out in the world and showing up? And do you show up as what you want? Say if you want to be married, and you want to have a affluent or wealthy man. Do you look like the woman, are you that type of man would want on his arm? Do you look like the woman or act like the woman who can be his wife? These are the things that you have to then turn around. And I think
Like,
that when
yeah,
people realize that
okay.
they're not attracting what they want, because they're not even looking the part of what they want,
Mhm.
that's the issue. More than, it's like, if you want a man who's gonna provide for you, protect you, he's gonna have a stable job, stable income, is gonna do all these things with you, what are you doing looking at a scammer? Or what are you doing looking at a thugged out dude for? That he does not fit that description. You have to look to the people who actually fit that type of person. And you can look at somebody and see that person is you know like, they go about life a little more conservatively. But if you're sitting here like, oh, I want to get married to a guy, and this guy is at the club partying every week, you're not using your discernment, you're not being smart, thinking that this person is a marriage material. If you're looking at a guy and you want to marry him and he's unemployed, you're not thinking smart. You're not thinking like a person. There's nothing that man can offer you. What can a man offer you if all he wants to do is hang out with his boys? Nothing.
Absolutely not a thing.
You can't look to that man for marriage.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the issue. Women look to men for marriage, for family, for, children, and the guy shows no attributes of a family man, a father, of nothing. He could even be a father and doesn't act like a father. Wouldn't even tell he was a father if he didn't tell you. And then him telling you, you would be surprised, like, what? You have children? But this is the person you want to build your life with. And I think that's the same thing. And then you have to turn it around on yourself. Like, you say you want to be a wife, but you're walking around like every Instagram girl outside. And that's why I said IG baddies, if you got that look, you are not looking like a wife.
No. And the IG baddies, they literally have boyfriends, but they don't have I never see them really like a married woman. And if they are a married woman, it's because they're married to the person that really matches with who they are. Like usually they're from the Instagram baddies that are married are the ones that live in like Dubai and like other countries, and the ones in America, no. They just have a lot of they're dating a lot. They're getting pregnant by these guys, but they're.
I can only go with America. I don't know about other countries, but I know the IG look of America is not. If you're out here with your nails out to here,
mm-hmm.
with the BBL body, with your lace front wig, your lashes up to here, you're not even
wig stuff. Like literally, ladies, like that's why that wig stuff, like I mean it's good for protecting your hair, and like when you did it in the past, like okay, I did it in the past, I gotta let it go. We're in 2022, we moving on to like sew-ins. There's I think, oh, how could I forget, I had I was out the other day, and I was talking to my friend, and he was just explaining to me, like, he started dating this Black woman for the first time. Usually he was, it was like a one night stand with a Black woman. But her problem, the one night stand Black woman, she definitely didn't like to have her head touched. And his new, girlfriend that he's dating right now, like she lets him touch his hair, lets him touch her hair, and like like he gets to feel her scalp. It's a different feeling. And I was just telling him, and I was like, that's so crazy. All women, Caucasian women, they wear extensions all the time too, and they don't care. They let their man like touch all over their head. But for Black women, the culture is to like, hey, don't touch my hair, like because they're insecure that there's braids under there, and it's bumpy. Does my hair look like a lace? When you gotta think about all those things, throw the whole thing away. I don't want to be asking.
It gets in the way.
Our wig before, and I was asking you, like, do you see my lace? Do you see my lace?
Yeah, I see it. There's no hiding it. We all see it. Unless you on the camera and you got lighting, we all can see it.
Oh wait, I know it's so cute, but I can see it even when it's undetected.
It's just part of the IG aesthetic, and that's what I'm saying. That IG aesthetic will really get you messed up. My phone's gonna die soon. Will really get you messed up from getting exactly what you want, because it's like people are more practical. I think the issue, especially because we can talk about Black women, is the fake look.
Yeah.
And has taken over, and it's like everybody wants to look like you. Everybody wants, you are the standard. Regardless if they tell you Europeans are the standard, you are the standard. So you don't have to do the fake look. But I think people want to, get on trend and be trendy, so they do these extra things to try to get, trendy and get on
I
code. But it's like
care.
less is more always, especially with men
Yeah,
always are going to like you if you're, a little more toned down. If you're very clean and cute and put together, you're going to get a better results than if you're extra and you think like, I can tell you this, that BBL body will not get you married. That's like the number one thing that I'm seeing. Like a lot of women are like, oh, let me go and do this, let me go and do this. And literally, that body is for a stripper.
I was just
That body is for a escort.
was
Huh?
for. I thought that's the reason, the purpose of them getting that body was not to be married, but to get money.
To get money.
Yeah.
So the man, if you're not in those professions, the
Mhm.
man you're going to get is only going to look at you the same way he would look at those people who are in that profession. But
If,
any other man, if he's sitting there, traveling with you, if he's around family with you, if he's around, people get embarrassed. That's a real thing. And people don't like being embarrassed. People don't like being looked at. People don't like that. So if you're walking around with a 25-inch waist and your booty is like on 45, there, that
and then,
people don't want to walk around with a cartoon character.
mhm. And you look,
And I think that's the real issue that we're seeing a lot with these IG baddies, is kind of like you're walking around looking like a character and then wanting someone to treat you like a wife, a special person, when they're like, oh, well, you're just the fetish. I'm with you to fulfill this fetish and I'm going to move on.
right.
And that's
And
that's the same thing, like you just said, with the person who, only was with black women, whatever, as a fetish and one night stand. It's like, because, and there was other factors in it, I'm probably sure, but like, it's like, oh, well, I couldn't even touch your hair. I couldn't even,
mhm,
do this with you or do that with you, because you were restricting yourself so much from me,
that's the problem.
and you didn't even get to open up to me or see me or be vulnerable with me because I couldn't even touch your hair.
Like
And
they,
so,
if
yeah.
you mean what you're doing and being truthful about it, like I got a wig on, this is braids or whatever the case may be, and some people are like, well, black men would know, but black men hate it too. You know,
Oh, yeah.
it's like it doesn't matter what race the person is. I don't know if I even said what the race that person was. But at the end of the day, it's like women have to be honest with themselves, but then also understand what they're looking for. Are you actually out here just dating people? Or are you out here just like, are you really looking for love? Like, love is blind.
And if you I think it's also like, what do you want? And like I said, if you want to be married,
Mhm.
I definitely want to be married. I definitely want those things. So I don't present in a way that doesn't show that, and I don't talk to someone
Yeah,
um, that doesn't. If I'm not gonna be sitting here, say, if I'm not doing this because I'm already in a relationship, but say if I'm meeting someone and we're having a discussion and I know that I'm dating for marriage, I'm not gonna sit here and have a sexual conversation with you, because that's not my intent. My intent is not to go home and sleep with you.
hmm
So I'm not gonna sit here and have a full on, what are you wearing? What do you want to do later? What are you gonna do when I get you in the room? Type of conversation. I'm not gonna do that because that's not my intention. The same way, if you're seeing with a guy and that's the conversations he's having with you, then
yeah,
he just made his intention clear of what he
yeah,
wants with you.
right.
But don't look to that guy and say, well, I
He's
want him
my,
to be my husband,
yeah,
when he has not shown you anything that's indicating that. And I think that's the thing. I think women are more in their head thinking, well, I like this person.
yeah,
And, they think if they project what they want onto this person, it's going to take on. But that's just not how the reality is. If the guy does not present to you that way and let you know, this is how I think of you, that's not how he's thinking of you.
exactly. I think you're absolutely on track with that point, and which is very important that people should understand the communication base of what you're talking about. If this person is asking you those kind of questions, you literally are a hookup or like somebody that's not going to be there forever. You're just here for a good time. If you're having good like conventional conversations, he's like being vulnerable, letting loose, letting you know things that you wouldn't expect them to release, then maybe you have something more serious that's willing to get there. But you got to understand the conversations that you're having. So like,
let me get the charger. Hold on. Keep
but
going.
I think that is like something like a gem that she literally just of the conversations that people have with you. Because if you don't like understand that, you're going to continue being in relationships, dating men who's continuously, you're wondering why you're giving up your, you're opening up your legs to these men over silly conversations. So know what you want. Like, I'm literally gonna be 33 next month, and like I'm on the marriage route. And like, I know it's not like you should keep all your things to yourself, but and when it happens, it happens. Obviously, I'm just putting it into existence to the universe. um I
Right.
present myself as a wife and as a mother, like, as those things, I walk in those lights because that's where I see myself. Even if it didn't happen yet, I know that in the future this is going to experience, but this is the kind of woman I am. And I think that's important, that that image of Instagram and showing your, like, even if you have a social media, like, be cautious of what you post. Like, are you like are you ladies really looking for to be in a real serious relationship? Because I know I hear you guys cry and be upset. Like, I'm single. I've seen a lot of Instagram posts where
For
they
Valentine's Day, just
say Instagram post
desperation.
single. I'm like, oh, why are you single? So guys don't call you, and it was like, oh yeah, well, I just don't go. Like, you don't go on dates and stuff like that. There's a lot of like little single lady image that's happening on social media. Single girls, it's just looking real desperate. I wouldn't want to be one of those people that's like posting like, oh, about like being single. Like, I don't think they're even happy, so they're just for sure like, and then they wonder why they're still single. You're on Instagram making reels about your single life. Like, don't do that. You get me?
Right.
You're manifesting for yourself to stay there, and then you seem like a man hater. Every post is like hating on a man, your ex, or whatever. Just let it go. Like, live in the new image that you want to see yourself. Throw the bonnet away. I don't ever want to see a Black woman at the grocery store, at the mailbox, at the post office. I don't know, wherever I see you guys at the, just with that bonnet. It's just ugly. And even like sleeping with it with your man, I think it's ugly too. I'm sorry. I use a scarf. Okay, like, it's ugly. It's like, I don't care. Like, it's not attractive. So throw it away. Like, that's like, if I was a man, I'll break up with you because you got a bonnet on your head. Like, I'm just not feeling it. You look like a cook. What do you think? Are you okay? You sleep with bonnets on?
No, I wear a scarf.
Me too.
I don't do bonnets. They come off your head anyways, so
That's what I
not
was
my thing.
before too, because I was like, oh, what's this? No, this rave with the bonnets and all that stuff like that. Like, I tried it and I was like, I was embarrassed to try it, but I tried it. So I know you gotta go. So I don't want to talk about bonnets and talk about like, but the image, like, even when you sleep, like, I was watching Mrs. Maisel, like, literally her man was like sleeping and she didn't go to sleep. She waited till he went to sleep. That's when she took off her makeup. That's when she put her little facial thing. Then she put the window up a little bit. So when the sun rise, she was able to run and go put her makeup on again. It's just like, you
I mean,
gotta
that's
just,
what women used to do. That's what women used to do. They actually cared about, how they presented and, to
yes,
make sure that they, kind of it's kind of weird how women stop dressing and being for women, for men, and now they turned it around and dressing and doing all this stuff for other women. So
Mm-hmm.
women put on makeup that other women will appreciate if they like makeup, but men aren't going to appreciate it. Men are going to be like, why you got that all that makeup on? So it's like, but they want to date men, and it's like, if you want to date men,
Mm-hmm.
dress for men, look the part for men. You don't, and it's not like, oh well, I don't got to do this for no man. And it's like, well, what do you want?
That's what I'm saying. That this is the
If you want other women, then
right.
fine,
Then
keep doing that. But if you want a man,
this is the problem. Like, this is why the when you have less faith in something, you're taking it away. So that's causing you not to experience it. So when you're doing those things, then you wonder why you're in your predicament. That's all we're saying. It's like, you wonder why you're there. And how you
yeah.
get out of there is leveling up. So, yes. Fix your image, ladies. Do not wear that bonnet. Throw that whole thing away. I will bring the matches and we'll burn it
Don't
together.
wear the bonnet. Don't do the
Don't, yeah,
extra lashes. I mean, honestly, your real lashes with some mascara probably looks best anyways.
like, that thing hurts. I used to wear.
That long nails thing, it's like, if you're past the age of 18, let
Yeah.
it go. You
Like,
don't need like to be creative with your nails. Like, I remember this one older woman, she told me one time, I was at work and she came in and she was really nice or whatever. She was a really elegant older woman, and then she was like, you're so pretty, and I had long nails, and she was like, you're so pretty, but your nails are messing up your look. And I was like, and she was an older woman, and I was like, oh, okay, thank you. Like, I appreciate you telling me that. Because even then I knew, because I'm a respectful person. I was like, dang, she just,
mhm.
she threw the shade at me, honey. She roasted me. And then I never did my nails like that again, because it was like, she was an elegant, affluent. She already, like, you could tell she had money. She was an older woman, and she had to tell me, like, you're beautiful, but those nails are messing up your look.
Mhm.
And it's like, it is. So Ibrahim says, great show, ladies. I like the conversation. Thank you.
Thank you, Epiderm. Epiderm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, the natural nails, first of all, it saves you from the pain and the chemicals that they're putting in your hands. I mean, I'm still getting chemicals because I have gel, but it's less pain and I don't have to scrape
And
another.
it's not sanitary having those long nails. Like, you're
No,
gonna get things caught up in your nails, and it's just gross and it's not clean. And I
mhm.
know y'all scared.
Like, everything from your food that you ate, from the ugh.
Yeah.
So I don't. It's just not. And then no, it's just
Yeah.
have your natural nails. Feel good. You can type. You can, like, being natural is like better than ever. Even your body. Like, I know women would want bigger boobs. Wait until you get pregnant. Like, you naturally can get all these stuff
Well,
from.
now, I mean, it's not even worth getting breast implants now that, the time has come where we're seeing that breast plant illness is a real thing, and people are having to take it out because they're getting all of these medical conditions and issues because of their breast implants. So like, that's not worth it. Even having a BBL, like I said, that's like the most fatal cosmetic surgery you can have. So why even go through that? And it's just kind of like, just all this extra stuff that women try to do, thinking that men, want that from them. It's just ridiculous. So I think that, love yourself first, know what you would want to attract, and be what you want to attract. If you, like I said, if you're sitting here following the Instagram rules, and doing all that with the nails, the lashes, the wigs, the body, you're only gonna attract the scammers, the scammers. Okay, that's all that body attracts: scammers and people who just gonna lust after your body and use you for your body. But if you really want a real relationship, a husband, something committed, someone to take you seriously, someone to protect and provide for you, then look the part. And we all know what that part is. Okay. So I gotta go. Thank you so much for being here with me. I definitely want to pick up this conversation again and do like a little part two, because this is something that I know that we can go deep in and have a deeper conversation about it.
I think next time we do need to dive deep on communication, because I think a lot of women don't know how to talk to men.
Yeah.
Period. Like they don't know how to talk to women or
And we're
men.
here to help you.
Yeah, literally. We've learned, we've experienced, and we're continuing experiencing, and we would love to help you guys advance your, love life and the way you communicate and the way that you dress, the way you just style yourself. Like, let's level up and be hot women and enjoy our lives and do what we want because it's our world. We just created the people who run it, and which is the men. So enjoy your night, my beautiful sister. And it was such a pleasure doing this quick video with you. Thank you all for watching and commenting and liking. And I hope to see you guys in our next video. And if you would like to support our channel, you can hit up our Cash App. It is $ Nothing's Wrong Pod. We are here with you guys every Sunday if we can. Sometimes we miss it because we live our real life. But we hope to see you next time. Thank you again. And always remember,
Nothing's
nothing
wrong. Bye, guys. Hope you have a good night.
to.
Oh, that's hot.